And now, here it is, the Band of the Fighting Irish. The band is under the direction of Dr. Kenneth Dye, with Sam Sanchez, Larry Dwyer, Allison Thigpen, Matt Merton, and Emmett O'Leary. Featuring drum major Aaron Hernandez, with John Quealy and Noah Fransky. Led by the Irish Guard, the band does its unique hike-step drill to Hike Notre Dame. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Please join us now in the singing of America the Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise, remove your caps, and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem, conducted by Dr. Ken Dye, Director of Bands at the University of Notre Dame. The band of the Fighting Irish is led by our colorful, kilted Irish Guard. Each of the 10 guards must be 6 feet 2 inches in height, but will appear over 7 feet tall in full uniform. Formed in 1949 by then-director H. Lee Hope, the Irish Guard are skilled marchers who are chosen for this honor on the basis of ability, appearance, and spirit.
This is an audio test of WVFI Sports Radio. We are about 20 minutes away from tip-off between Notre Dame and the number 1 ranked Duke Blue Devils in men's collegiate basketball. Tyler Reidy, Joe Tunney, glad to be with you here tonight. Joe, why don't we count to 10 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Can you give me one more?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right. Be with you in about 20 minutes' time. Top of the hour as Notre Dame takes out number 1 Duke. Keep it right here.
And now, we introduce to you the Irish Guard in their traditional performance of Dam Shabua, our victory clog.
opportunity. Purcell Pavilion, we're just about to get underway here. Notre Dame is hosting the #1 Duke Blue Devils. Joe Tunney alongside Tyler Reidy here. We're going to be bringing you the action here just a couple short moments after they announce the starting lineups. This Duke team is phenomenal. They are 25-2, 13-1 in the ACC, and coming off of a win against the former #1 team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines. On the other hand, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish have had a season worth forgetting. They're 12-15, 3-11 in the ACC, and are just fighting to contend for the ACC tournament. But if you're thinking about it from a glass half full perspective, Tyler, this Notre Dame team has nothing to lose.
Right, and you've got it all right out in front of you here tonight. #1 in your building. Of course, there's been a lot of magic going back through the history books when #1 is the visiting team inside Purcell Pavilion. The Irish are without their two best players tonight. Marcus Burton's obviously been hurt for a long time with the ankle. Jalen Harrelson remains out with an ankle problem, and so the Irish have got a tall task ahead of them here tonight. But it's college basketball. The game starts 0-0, and you never know what will unfold across the next couple of hours.
Yeah, I think the initial idea when Burton was injured was if Notre Dame was still treading water and they were going to stay in contention really for a potential tournament berth, then maybe Burton could have decided to fast track his rehab. Now it makes really no sense for him to come back. With Harrelson, it's the same deal really at this point in the season where Notre Dame is at. But as Tyler says, it's going to be 0-0 at the start of this game. Notre Dame can hang with them. So much of it to me is dependent on how well this Notre Dame team shoots. We've seen great shooting performances from this Notre Dame team. Just a couple weeks ago in this building, Cole Serta dropped 37 points. He's only averaging 12, but he can go. He's a boom or bust type of guy. But the bust happened last weekend when they went to Pittsburgh and shot 9 for 38 on the road from three-point land.
Well, it absolutely feels like they're going to have to shoot, especially because I really don't see a way that the Irish can hang with Duke on the inside. The Blue Devils are an incredible rebounding team that obviously starts with the Wooden Award heavy favorite Cameron Boozer. So the Irish, we saw it even a few weeks ago when Virginia was here. The last ranked team Notre Dame played inside this building. They started red hot from three and built up what was an almost 20-point lead in that game before it collapsed down the stretch and ended up going into double overtime. And so the Irish are going to have to come out, try and set the tone with some of their three-point shooting. It's going to be all about Cole Serta and Braden Shrewsbury and whether they can score the basketball from distance in the early moments.
The statistic is that they have combined for 8.8 made threes per game in the month of February. That is the most of any duo in NCAA basketball. Your starting lineups for Notre Dame, it's going to be Logan Imes, Cole Serta, Braden Shrewsbury, Brady Kohler, and Carson Tout. For the Duke Blue Devils, it's going to be Caleb Foster at point, Isaiah Evans as the off guard, Dame Sarr at the 3, Cam Boozer, the Wooden Award heavy favorite, as Tyler said, at the 4, and Patrick Gongba as your center. I tell you what, I'm excited to see Cam Boozer play, Tyler.
Aren't we all? He's a special cat, just one of the many in the long, long line of incredible Duke freshmen. Of course, he'll be another one of those one-and-done type of dudes that goes on to the NBA and has incredible success like the Cooper Flags and the Con Knipples of the world already have from that Duke Final Four team last year. And, yeah, he was a huge leader for them. Almost triple-double against Michigan in that neutral site Washington, D.C. game on Saturday night. And, as usual, led the Blue Devils in scoring. And the Irish are going to have to find some sort of answer for him and his buddies here tonight. It's a great Duke team.
A tall task for potentially Brady Kohler. That's who we've kind of pegged as the man who might be getting that matchup. If, as a freshman, this is a chance for you to make yourself a household name. This game's on national TV, ESPN. All the eyes of the college basketball world are in South Bend. We're nearly getting ready here. Gongba's ready to take the tip here for Duke. Notre Dame's huddling up finally as they reach the ND logo. It's going to be Tout taking the tip for the Irish. Notre Dame in their whites. They'll be going from left to right across your radio. Duke in their traditional all blues going from right to left. #1 Duke on the road against Notre Dame. Tout's got a little happy feet as Duke wins the tip. It's going to be Foster bringing up the left side. Moves over to the right, passes it to Boozer, who's got it at the top of the key, over to Isaiah Evans. Quick pass underneath to the block. Gongba working on Tout. He scores.
Well, that was easy.
Quick 2 points for Patrick Gongba. Wide open pass as Imes brings it up at the point guard position for the Irish. He passes it to Tout at the 3-point wing on the left side. Quickly trying to get it to Serta. Now over to Kohler on the left wing, back to Serta now, who takes a ball screen. Shrewsbury, 10 on the shot clock. Now back to Serta, taking the ball screen and driving. The floater is short and gathered by Cam Boozer. The fans wanted a basket interference call. They're not going to get it. Boozer now with the ball, passing it into Gongba. They're trying to attack Tout early. Back over to Boozer, who drives to the right side, and there's going to get a 3-second call on Patrick Gongba. First turnover for the Blue Devils tonight.
And maybe a little ball don't lie from the perspective of the students. It was awfully close on that Duke tap out to an over the cylinder violation on Serta's miss. Irish trying to settle in here. We'll see if the turnover helps them out.
Duke has decided to put Dame Sarr on the point guard, Logan Imes. That is getting some dividends as Serta takes it off the ball screen, passes it to Imes in the corner, who lifts. Back Serta now over to Kohler on the left wing, who passes to Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury guard on the left wing, 10 on the shot clock again. Imes down in the corner, trying to drive. It's stripped away. Has to recover at 4 on the shot clock. Serta at the 3-point line, driving right. He has to chuck it up. They're not going to get a shot off. Shot clock violation. Great team defense by the Duke Blue Devils there.
And no question, they really dug their heels in on that 3-point line, knowing that Notre Dame's going to be looking for those types of shots in the early going, and just absolutely nothing there. Serta tried to drive, but was completely walled off. Credit Isaiah Evans.
Boozer now with it at the top of the key. Passes to Cam Foster on the left side. Now to Boozer at top of the key. Passing into Gongba again. Gongba going to work. Passes to Boozer and the dunk. Cam Boozer with his first points of the game on the slam dunk.
Great awareness between the two big guys to know where each other were inside the lane and set up the play. Watch out.
As Shrewsbury turns it over, here comes Boozer. Fouled by Shrewsbury as he goes in. The shot is no good. He will be shooting 2. It's 4-0 Duke. On the early going, Boozer to shoot 2 with 18 minutes and 8 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, you just heard his team-leading 35th dunk of the season, and I mean, he just impacts every single part of the game. He's obviously 6'9", 250. He can step out and shoot the 3. He's Duke's best 3-point shooter by percentage. And then he can also take the ball away and dish it out on the offensive side of things. He does everything for this team.
And I think that's why this Duke team is so good, because they pass their bigs are so good at passing the ball.
Right.
As Boozer makes the first free throw. It just opens up the whole court for them in a way. You see, that was a big-to-big pass from Gongba to Boozer there, and he just slams it home. Boozer's second free throw is good, nothing but net. It's 6-0 here. Just under 2 minutes of played as Irish go back to something that they tried a couple weeks ago here against Georgia Tech with Carson Tout bringing the ball up. Eventually passing it over now to Braden Shrewsbury, back over to Imes, now to Kohler in the left corner. He moves towards the baseline and is fouled by Gongba as he drives towards the rim. He's going to be shooting 2. Good take by Brady Kohler, the freshman there.
Yep. Like the decisiveness there by Kohler to come down that far baseline and recognize that he'd have an opening off the shot fake in the corner, and eventually goes right into Gungba's grill, not afraid to take on some contact, and Notre Dame has to make free throws if it wants to hang tonight.
A lefty freshman who has been getting more and more playing time as the season has gone on. Brady Kohler makes the first free throw. An in-state kid from Fishers, Indiana, and a guy that Shrewsbury was really high on when they brought in. He's really supplanted guys like Sir Mohammed and Garrett Sunger in the starting lineup. Makes the second free throw. As the Irish are on the board, 6-2, just under 18 minutes left to go as Cam Foster brings it up for Duke. Gets it back after the brief pass to Gongba. He's at the Notre Dame logo. Passes it to Isaiah Evans. Now the quick pass to Boozer underneath to Gongba. A masterclass of ball movement and an easy dunk for the Blue Devils.
That's what I'm talking about with Boozer. Looked like he'd have a chance to go up and dunk, but Notre Dame got a defender over there. So as he's in midair, dishes it down low to Gongba, and it's an easy finish.
Kuehler with the 3 from the right corner there, and it nearly gets in and out there as Duke rebounds it and brings it up the right side. Gongba has it, trying to pass it down to Boozer, eventually does so, and he's fouled as he was going up. That foul's going to be on Brady Kohler. It's his first, and Boozer's to the line for the second time. He already has 4 points and is looking to add to it.
And Duke's had one empty trip so far. It was just the 3-second violation in the lane, so Blue Devils have certainly come in here with no signs of a hangover from Saturday's win.
No sign of it whatsoever as Boozer's first free throw is down. Cam Boozer, the son of NBA star Carlos Boozer, his brother Caden Boozer, also on this Duke Blue Devils team with very high expectations. He misses the second free throw. It's 9-2 as Tout, again, brings it up in a kind of point center role for the Irish here. Gets it to Serta on the right wing. He's forced off his position. Now to Imes near the right corner. Gets it back to Tout. 15 on the shot clock. Now to Kohler on the left wing. Back to Shrewsbury at the ND logo. 10 on the shot clock. He's going to have to drive. Kohler on Boozer, and he floats it up and in. The freshman, Reidy Kohler, with a good drive on Cam Boozer.
A tough take by Kohler. No fear right there coming in. As the official blows the play dead.
That's a ref timeout.
Yeah, I didn't see a team take a timeout.
And that's going to be a technical foul on Shrewsbury, I believe.
Oh, boy. Why?
It's going to be on the bench. It must have been something that was said by one of them. You saw the ref's hands go into technical as Isaiah Evans will take the free throws for the Duke Blue Devils. Just a mental mistake there by the Irish. So early in the game, you don't want to give Duke any free points. Shrewsbury looks quite displeased as he sits down in his chair. Evans makes both free throws as it's 11-4 Duke. 16 minutes and 36 seconds left in this first half. It's a quick tee.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the ear of that official there. It didn't look like his positioning was any sort of an issue. I don't know if he thought there was a
box.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought there was a foul there or something on the score by Kohler on the other side, but
Kohler did kind of raise his arms like as if he was looking for one. As Boozer gets it quick on the screen, trying to lob it to Gongba. He's fouled as he was going up to slam it down. They're going to get a foul on Imes for undercutting Gongba as he was jumping up. It's going to be an inbound underneath the basket here for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Imes just sort of cleared him out a little bit from behind, and that forced him a bit off of his leaping trajectory that he needed to flush down that alley-oop try. Duke will keep it. 3 fouls now on the Irish already, make it 4.
4 fouls as they inbound it quick to Gongba on the block, faces and turns and gets the hook to go over Carson Tout. Patrick Gongba asserting himself in the early going. He has 6. Tout bringing it up for the Irish, trying to get it to Shrewsbury. They haven't gotten those quick threes yet. Kohler gets it poked away, and it's off of him.
And he's immediately calling for an appeal by the Irish.
And he's not going to get one, as he's going to get subbed out for Garrett Sundrum. Quick little turnover. He was trying to go between his legs, and it's poked away by Cam Boozer. Duke instantly said it was theirs. The ref agreed. 13-4 Duke with just under 4 minutes gone in regulation. Boozer now with it, passing again down to Gongba. He's swarmed by a gaggle of Irish. Eventually passes out to Cam Foster, whose 3 is good from the left corner. 16-4. These Duke Blue Devils are punching hard in the early going here against the Irish. Tout bringing it up again for the Irish. Passes it to Imes at the Notre Dame logo. Shrewsbury now, top of the key, passes it over to Sundra right wing. He eventually gets it back to Shrewsbury. He's going to do a ball screen. Shrewsbury nearly falls over and loses it, still has it, passes it out to Sundra, who takes the 3 with 5 seconds on the shot clock. It's short and gathered in by Isaiah Evans. Passes it to Foster on the left side of the court. Foster back to Gongba at the top of the key. Gongba throws it away, though, and it's going to be a turnover on the Blue Devils. That's going to take us to our first media timeout, but it's Duke 16, Notre Dame 4. A tremendous start for a Duke team that didn't want to take their foot off the gas after arguably their biggest win of the regular season, Tyler.
No question, but credit Carson Tout for applying some pressure and trying to get Notre Dame on track here with some momentum and life on the second Blue Devil turnover there.
We're gonna take a brief break here. We'll have the rest of the action here when we come back. You're listening to WVFI, the voice of the Fighting Irish. raced out to a 16-4 lead. They are 5 for 5 from the field and 5 of 6 from free throws. Everything seems to be going in early for the Blue Devils, Tyler.
Yeah, they've made pretty easy work of both ends of the floor. It's almost like on the defensive side, they're daring Notre Dame to do anything inside the three-point line. The Irish have just had nothing unless they've got really quick pass and movement as far as the three-point shots go. We'll see if out of the timeout and the first chance to huddle up, Notre Dame can come up with something on the adjustment.
Notre Dame getting it into the half court now, as it's Sundra now on the right side wing. His three is long. It's rebounded by Dame Sarr, and he brings it up the left side for the Blue Devils. Passing it over to Cam Foster on the right wing, now to Isaiah Evans. Isaiah Evans brings it towards the center, back to Sarr on the left wing. Foster getting his men organized with 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Foster getting a flare pass over to Isaiah Evans on the left wing. Now Brown with the ball, passing it over to Dame Sarr. Shot clock at 1. They're not going to get a shot off. A shot clock violation going the other way as Notre Dame gets a turnover on their first defensive possession out of the timeout.
Yeah, no gun ball on the floor there for Duke, so you don't necessarily have as easy of an entry down low. I mean, the clock's winding down like you saw there, but well done by the Irish there to slow down this Duke offense, back-to-back turnovers. Now Notre Dame has got to figure itself out on the front court side. Oh.
As it's poked away quickly by Dame Sarr, off to the races. His attempted slam nearly broken up, but it ends up in the back of the net. 18-4 for Duke after he picked Sir Muhammad's pocket. As Shrewsbury getting it up with pressure. Now Muhammad on the drive. Sarr caught with his hand in the cookie jar on a reach-in foul. It's going to be Notre Dame inbounding underneath.
Sarr was looking for a foul from behind on that dunk that initially rattled out of the cylinder and then bounced back home. So not the cleanest finish, but counts for 2 all the same.
Caden Boozer and Nicholas Kamania come in for the Blue Devils. The quick inbound to Shrewsbury, and this floater misses everything as Caden Boozer, the brother of Cam, they exchange Boozer to Boozer. Now back to Boozer, driving in. Cam Boozer now at the free throw line trying to drive and work on Tout, spinning towards the lane. His shot off the rim. He gets his own rebound. Trying to work back up, and he's fouled by Tout as he's shooting again. That is just some hard work by Cam Boozer on the glass.
He just about shot the ball through the underside of the cylinder there as the foul was called, but I mean, he's just relentless. I mean, Tout Sundra did literally everything they could on him. He misses the first time, still grabs his rebound and gets to the foul line. He's almost undefendable sometimes.
At 18 years old, he is so physically developed. It is unlike he's quite unique in that way. As Kaler and Serta come in for Imes and Tout. That first free throw is made. Duke is going to counter by sending in Gongba. If Boozer makes the free throw, he does. So Gongba's going to get the opportunity to sub in, which he does, giving Cam Boozer a rest for the first time today. Duke's now going to get into a little bit of pressure here. A little bit of token pressure by Dame Sarr and Malik Brown and the Blue Devils as they're going to force Notre Dame to work as they get up the court. 20-4 here. 13.5 minutes left to go in this first half. Braden Shrewsbury taking the ball screen. Now getting it over to Kaler on the left wing. Shrewsbury gets it back and quickly takes the three, which is short. Rebounded again by Caden Boozer. Boozer bringing it up for the Duke Blue Devils. Gongba at the top of the key, looking to get someone to pass it to. Doesn't have anyone, so he takes the dribble himself. Gets it now to Sarr, back to Gongba on the side ball screen, who passes over to Kamania in the near side corner. His three is off the side of the backboard, but rebounded by Gongba. Caden Boozer now taking a ball screen, trying to pass it underneath. Stolen by Sir Muhammad, who keeps possession. Irish racing up the court. Quick three from the corner for Kaler, off the rim. And it's going to be a foul underneath on Nicholas Kamania. It will stay with the Irish. Irish forcing some turnovers. That's one of the few things you can say that's been good about their play so far in this game. They just have not been able to put the ball in the back of the net.
No, it's not going to matter at all if you can't score the basketball. They're 1 of 8 from the field and have 4 turnovers. They have got to figure things out.
Inbound to Sundra. He's driving towards the middle, passes it to Kaler. His 3 from the left
There it
corner
is.
is good. The first 3-pointer for the Irish comes from Beatty Kaler. He has all 7 points for the Irish today. 12.5 minutes left in the first half. It's 20-7 in favor of the Blue Devils. Caden Boozer, your point guard, gets it over to Kamania. Kamania takes the ball screen over to Caden Boozer, who drives. The floater, short, tipped up, and no good. Rebounded by Garrett Sundra. See, that Duke team cannot score on all their possessions. As Kaler brings it up for the Irish on the left wing. Passes it over to Sundra, top of the key.
Missed their last 4 field goals.
Muhammad driving towards the center. As he's fouled by Caden Boozer, it looked like the foul stopped it from being called a travel there, Tyler.
It's awfully close. Both teams starting to accumulate the fouls here in the first half. That's 5 for Notre Dame, 4 for Duke.
Might be in the bonus here pretty soon as Notre Dame inbounds it underneath their own basket. Eventually have to pass it out to Sundra, who drives in on Gongba. His floater is no good, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Seems like it's opening up a little bit for the Irish as we get the under 12 immediate timeout.
Well, we'll see if they can keep it going. First things first, Sundra's got to make his free throws just like he did first time. Maybe it was Kaler the first time. Sundra's got to follow suit.
Notre Dame looking to cut the lead after the initial Blue Devil onslaught. We're going to take a brief break here. You're listening to WVFI.
Duke 20, Notre Dame 7, under 12 minutes left to play in this first half as Garrett Sundra to go to the line for the Irish to shoot 2 free throws.
tough early sledding here for the Irish, but seems like it might be starting to open up a little bit on the offensive end.
Well, they're getting stops, and we've seen the three-point seal broken as well with the make by Kaler a couple moments ago, and the Irish are going to have to continue making their free throws and just take advantage of whatever openings Duke leaves them, because there won't be a ton.
As Sundra's first free throw goes off the rim, it's a little bit flat as Kaler still has all 7 points for the Irish. Sundra's second free throw is no good as well. Misses both free throws as it's collected by Boozer and quickly passed up the right side. It's going to be Cam Boozer at the top of the key, guarded by Garrett Sundra. Now to his brother Caden Boozer, who takes the ball screen over to Isaiah Evans on the right wing. He drives towards the baseline. Step back mid-range, is no good as it's tipped out by the Blue Devils. The Irish will gain possession. Evans likes that shot, that little step back from the baseline. Doesn't go his way there as the Irish are rolling the ball up now to Sir Muhammad. Not really sure what the thought there is with 12 minutes. As we get a quick foul on the Irish on an illegal screen. I spoke too soon. That's a Blue Devil foul on Malik Brown off the ball. That gets Duke to their 6th foul. The next foul for the Irish, and they'll be shooting free throws. Important in a game like this if you enter into the bonus early.
It's important if Notre Dame doesn't go 50% from the line again like it did on Saturday.
All right, Sundra missing 2 free throws is not a good sign for that as well, as Muhammad's hounded and turns it over. Malik Brown passes it up to Boozer. Boozer to his brother Cam towards the lane, and he's quickly fouled. Didn't really get a shot off, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 more.
Yeah, Muhammad just chose to sort of tie him up and block him at the hip, give him no chance to elevate and finish that transition chance for Duke, but 2 free throws for Cam Boozer.
Seems like Notre Dame's saying we're not going to get humiliated by Cam Boozer in the live field of play. We're going to force him to make his free throws, as he has done so far. He's 6 for 7 from the free throw line, 6-7. The second free throw here from Cam Boozer is good. 22-7, Blue Devils over Notre Dame. Boozer with 8, 6 of those, Boozer with 9, 7 of those from the free throw line. As Serta gets it on the ball screen, driving towards, behind the back pass to Kaler. Kaler passes it back to Serta now, who retreats back to the ND logo. Now passes it back to Kaler in the right corner, trying to drive baseline on Boozer, and does so. The freshman Brady Kaler has shown no fear. He has all 9 of the Irish points.
He's been the man.
Caden Boozer bringing it up at the point guard position, passing to Cam Boozer, his brother, who passes out to Kamania. Wide open 3, but he stepped out of bounds. Gets a little tight on that sideline, and Notre Dame will take the turnover. Duke's again going to try that pressure with Malik Brown and Caden Boozer. They've been trapping ball screens here, especially at the top of the key. Tout gets it over to Serta on the right wing. They're trying to run Shrewsbury off a screen. Shrewsbury gets the ball. Now floater from the free throw line is long. Rebounded by Isaiah Evans. Pass to Boozer, and Boozer quickly races it up the floor. Caden Boozer, that is. Passes it to Cam Boozer. Now to Isaiah Evans. To Kamania, who drives left baseline. Now circulates to Caden Boozer, right corner. 3 misses before it's rebounded by the Irish. Braden Shrewsbury now bringing it up for the Irish. Gets it to Serta. Serta snaking through. His floater, no good. Long. Rebounded by Duke. A one and done every time for the Irish so far. As a quick 3 in transition from Isaiah Evans goes down.
That was a bullet from the left wing.
Bullet from the left wing. It's 25-9 now. We're more than halfway through this first half. Carson Tout now with the ball at the 3-point line. Gets it to Shrewsbury. He's trapped on the ball screen. He's got to find someone to get it to. Eventually gets it to Serta. 10 at the shot clock, and he's at the Notre Dame logo. He's pushed and fouled. He's going to be shooting 1 and 1 from the free throw line. 9 minutes, 32 seconds left in the first half. 1-on-1 here coming. Tough foul to take for Duke, not one you like if you're John Shire when you've got him about 35 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, shot clock was winding down a bit too, especially with where Notre Dame was in the front court. Duke's just completely trapping Notre Dame well beyond the three-point line. So there have been opportunities with those in-motion mid-range floaters, but the Irish have not been able to hit those, although they have been open looks.
It's on those ball screens. They're trapping on those ball screens, and Duke is daring Notre Dame, really, as Serta makes the first free throw. Duke is really daring Notre Dame into saying, we know you guys are down two of your primary ball handlers in Harrelson and Burton. They're forcing Notre Dame to handle the rock with guys who might not be as comfortable doing so.
And they're down their best driver, probably their best two, with Harrelson and then Burton.
Serta makes both free throws as the Irish are in double digits, 25-11 with 9.5 minutes left in the first half. Cam Foster with the ball, passing it to Evans off the screen, now to Boozer near the left block, back out to Evans. Now again working that screen game, Boozer just goes to work on Carson Tout, 2 points. Boozer asserting himself early as Tout brings the ball up for the Irish now. Tout caught and passes it over to Imes. Imes gets the ball screen. Duke switches it. Now to Muhammad on the left wing. Muhammad probing, trying to drive, trying to pass it down to Tout now at the left block. Over to Serta, takes the three, way short. Couldn't get his feet under him. He was rushed. As Duke now on the fast break. Kamania over to Boozer. Straight on three. Good. Cam Boozer with the three. He has 14. He's single-handedly outscoring the Irish 30-11 with 8.5 minutes left in the first half. Imes driving over the left side, passes it over to Kaler. Kaler hesitated and is not going to take that three from the right corner. Gets it to Serta on the right wing. Back to Kaler, top of the key. Getting it over to Mohammed. Now to Serta, right wing. Deep three is good from Cole Serta. A good answer there from the Irish, who desperately needed one.
They've got to get Serta going.
They got to get him going. He had 37 in this building the last time the Irish were in this building against Georgia Tech. He has 5 now. As Evans takes the three off the screen, it's good. That bullet shot three, he's 2 for 2 from behind the arc. As it's 33-14 for the Blue Devils over Notre Dame. Tout bringing the ball up, gets it over to Imes, right wing. Serta now at the Notre Dame logo, guarded by Cam Boozer. He's going to try and break him down and drive right. Passes it out to Mohammed driving. Back to Serta, right corner. It's open. Off the rim. Rebounded by Tout, trying to slam it home, and he misses the dunk. And the ball is going to go off. Dude, the first offensive rebound that the Irish were really able to get today, and Tout can't put home the dunk.
It was there. And I don't know if he fully realized that was going out off of him. Had a chance to save it, but must have believed that Duke had touched it last. So that's a tough one for Notre Dame as we go to the under 8.
It's going to be the under 8 media timeout, and Duke nearing a 20-point lead already here in the early going. Duke 33, Notre Dame 14. Notre Dame desperately trying to cut this lead. When we come back, you're listening to WVFI. 8 minutes left in the first half here in Purcell Pavilion. Duke racing out to a big lead on Notre Dame, 33-14, and it's all underlined in these shooting stats. Duke shooting 62.5% from the field, 66.7% from three, 90% from the free throw line. By contrast, Notre Dame shooting 25% from the field, 22% from three, and 66% from the free throw line. Outclassed in every shooting metric so far, the Irish looking to cut into this 19-point deficit. Duke has the ball, and they quickly break the pressure from the Irish. Cam Foster with the ball. Foster getting it over to Saar on the left wing. Now over to Isaiah Evans, trying to drive on this Irish team that's using a 2-3 zone now. And now over to Cam Foster, left wing three long, rebounded by Cam Boozer in the middle of that zone. Quick pass out to Isaiah Evans, his three no good. Rebounded by Cole Serta. Serta going to bring it up for the Irish. Now over to Imes. Ryder Frost in the game for the Irish. He subbed in another shooter as the Irish look to climb back into this game. Tout now with it. Over to Shrewsbury, who takes it from the ball screen. Shrewsbury over to Imes, getting it over to Frost, who takes the three from the left wing. It's long, rebounded by Dame Saar. Saar getting it quickly up to Cam Foster now, driving towards the rim, and he's fouled by Logan Imes. Foster gonna go shoot two here.
Notre Dame now 4 for 17 from the field. That's just not going to do it against the Duke team that's 10 for 18, and the Blue Devils are also really working the Irish on the glass. And of course, that's a bit inflated by just how much more Notre Dame's missing, but 16-7 rebound advantage.
First free throw is made by Foster as Gongba comes into the game alongside Darren Harris for the Duke Blue Devils. 5 on the floor for the Blue Devils are Saar, Harris, Gongba, Boozer, and Foster. Your 5 for the Irish are Tout, Frost, Shrewsbury, Imes, and Serta. Second free throw by Foster is good. The lead balloons to 21. Imes brings it up for the Irish, guarded, hounded by Dame Saar. Passing it over to Ryder Frost on the right wing. Now back to Imes. Shrewsbury left wing. Now to Imes. Tout with it. Imes on the right wing. Imes trying to drive. 9 on the shot clock. Shrewsbury now trying to probe. It's still tough to penetrate that Duke defense. Trying to pass it into Tout, who's fouled as he tries to pass it out to Serta. Now we're going to get to see Carson Tout shoot free throws, Tyler.
Oh boy. Buckle in.
Buckle in for this experience. Carson Tout from the free throw line so far this season is shooting about 40% His first free throw and the one-on-one is laughably long.
I think he wanted to bank it in.
it's rebounded by the Blue Devils.
When we were in Louisville a couple weeks ago, I watched him try to bank one in, and he missed the entire rim. So
I mean, at what point do you decide?
It was closer.
At what point do you decide to do the granny shot, right? I mean, it's Cam Foster now with it on the left wing over to Darren Harris, who passes it into Gongba, who's going to take this opportunity to work on Ryder Frost, who provides some sound defense. The shot is no good. The Irish moving the ball up with 5.5 minutes left in the first half. Imes trying to drive and snake through this defense, and he traveled.
Wow.
And it's going to be back with the Blue Devils here as they're up by 21. 5.5 minutes left in the first half. It's been a phenomenal showing by the Blue Devils, both on offense and on team defense. Notre Dame's had to work so hard for everything that they've gotten, and they haven't gotten much. Cam Foster bringing up the ball here for the Duke Blue Devils. Pass it to Saar at the top of the key. Dame Saar snaking it. That's a travel. I think he took 4 steps. He did like the rare double Euro step, I believe. Trying to get to the rim there.
Yeah, they'd probably let it go in the league, but not
That's
here.
a gather in the NBA.
Not here.
Not in South Bend. It's Tout again bringing the ball up. Tout, who signed an agent to probe into a potential NFL career. As Tout,
he just made a shot with his feet on the three-point line after the whistle. Where's that been?
Tout has not made a single three, has not even shot a three the whole season. So, but after the whistle, of course, is when it goes in. As Shrewsbury was fouled off the ball, he's going to be shooting a 1-and-1. First free throw is no good. The Irish can't even buy it at the free throw line tonight. Rebounded by Boozer and the Irish, Caden Boozer.
I mean, Shrewsbury's 80%. That wasn't even close.
Cam Boozer now working on Tout. 18-year-old against the 24-year-old, and the 24-year-old wins there. The shot misses. Braden Shrewsbury bringing it up for the Irish now. Under 5 minutes left to go in this first half as Serta now driving in. Kyrie Irving finish on the left side. 35-16. Serta now with 5. Pass quickly up to Darren Harris. He drives baseline, gets it up and in. Quick ups there by the Duke Blue Devils, and they answer before the Irish even have a chance to catch their breath.
There has always been a quick response by Duke in this game to anything Notre Dame's gotten done.
Serta now passing to Frost with the 3 on the right wing. It's long. Rebounded by Dame Sarr. It's a matter of which Blue Devil wanted it as they bring the ball up here, trying to pass it quickly into Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer working on an Irish double team. Forces it up still through the contact and gets a foul call. Just the strength there from Cam Boozer to get that foul call.
Yeah, he really does not care about how many white jerseys are around him in the lane. He's going to try and go up for 2, and more often than not, he's either converted or gotten these foul calls.
It's the under 4-minute timeout here in the first half, and Duke, it's been all Duke Blue Devils here in South Bend. 37-16 in favor of Duke. We're going to have a media timeout now here. We'll bring you the rest of this first half after the break. You're listening to WVFI. The story of these first 16 minutes, 37-16 Duke, 14 points from the Wooden Award favorite, Cam Boozer. The Irish have countered with 7 points from Cole Serta and 9 from Brady Kaler. Boozer's set to reprise his position at the free throw line that he has seemingly always been at in this first half. His 9th free throw goes in. He is now 8 for 9 from the free throw line in just this half. Boozer's second free throw is up and in. Nothing but net there. 39-16. 5 for the Irish are Mohammed, Frost, Tout, Shrewsbury, and Serta. 5 for the Blue Devils are Sarr, Malik Brown, Cam Boozer, Darren Harris, as the 3 from Frost and misses. Darren Harris and Caden Boozer. Caden Boozer bringing it up for the Duke Blue Devils, racing up the left side, gets it to Harris. Harris now to Boozer, thought about the straight on 3, passes it and gets it back. Now passes it over to Dame Sarr, whose 3 is off to the side. Quick offensive rebound though, and Boozer's 3 in the corner doesn't miss.
19 points in 17 minutes for Cameron Boozer.
He can fill it up.
7 rebounds too.
Wow, we are being treated to a privilege. It's 42-16 now, Duke, with about 3 minutes left in this first half. Shrewsbury now with it on the right wing, gets it over to Serta at the Notre Dame logo. Serta loses the ball, and it's off him. It's going to be Duke basketball. Another turnover for the Irish. That's going to be their 7th turnover of the day. Duke now with a 7-0 run in the last minute 25 of this one. Really, this whole game has been an extended Duke run. What can I say? As Caden Boozer brings it up for the Blue Devils. Screened by Cam Boozer, and is wide open, but chose not to take the floater. Gets over to Evan, now back to Caden Boozer, who takes the 3 from the spot his brother made it and misses. His brother kicks it out to him, though, and Isaiah Evans with another chance. His 3 misses before another offensive rebound by the Blue Devils. Harris going up and is fouled. A 3rd chance there by the Blue Devils, and you just can't give any team 3rd chances, much less the #1 team in the country, as Darren Harris goes to the line to shoot 2.
I mean, they just make it all look so easy. I mean, what's a chore for Notre Dame and its offensive end of the floor is just an easy day's work for Duke. The quick ball movement around the perimeter to set up the 3s, the offensive rebounds, all in one fell swoop, and now more free throws.
Harris's first free throw is good. 2.5 minutes left in this first half. 43-16. The second free throw from Harris is good. Mohammed bringing it up for the Irish. Getting it to Serta. Brady Kaler now to Tout on the right wing. Serta Mohammed. Now over to Shrewsbury, trying to get that 3 on the right wing, moves in and takes the floater. It's long. Rebounded by Cam Boozer. Cam Boozer quickly with the outlet pass to Isaiah Evans. Isaiah Evans on the right wing. Quick ball screen action from Cam Boozer. He goes to work spinning on Kaler. Foul. He goes up to... He's so strong, but he always is able to draw the foul as well. So not only is he drawing the foul, he's able to get it up, that ball up on the rim for a potential and 1.
And that's the double bonus now for Duke. Boozer's going to have a chance to get to 21 points here on this trip and give his team a 30-point lead in the first half.
Whatever you thought this game would be, Duke has proven you wrong, I think, in how they've been able to come out here and just take it to the Irish at every level of this game. As Garrett Sunger comes in for Brady Kaler, one of the few bright spots for the Irish today. 45-16, about 2 minutes left in this first half. Sub gonna come for Duke here as the free throw misses from Boozer. That's odd, we haven't seen that in a while. As it's rebounded by the Irish, Mohammed now quickly driving, floats it up and in off the front of the rim. Sir Mohammed, the 3rd Irish player to score today with at under 2 minutes left in the first half. Caden Boozer bringing it up now for the Duke Blue Devils. The Notre Dame logo now passes it to Isaiah Evans. Caden Boozer working it in, pass it over the 3. Harris off left, rebounded though by Malik Brown. Passes it back to Harris. Harris now driving baseline, but he loses it. Off his hands and into the hands of the Irish. Now the Blue Devils are going to get that sub I was talking about. It's going to be Nicholas Kamania again. Irish ball, 45-18 with 1.5 left in the first half. Mohammed gets it over to Tao, back to him. Trying to run Serta off the screen. He gets it and is now driving in before he's fouled. It's going to be a hold. It's going to go on Caden Boozer. Serta's going to go to the line to shoot 2. That's the 10th foul for the Duke Blue Devils. Serta makes the first free throw. Those are the first Notre Dame points in just over 2 minutes of play. Sarr back into the game for the Blue Devils along with Foster. The second free throw is made by Cole Serta. 45-20 is the score in favor of the Blue Devils. Dame Sarr brings it over to Evans to Malik Brown. Quickly over to Cam Foster, who drives. Now over to Sarr, wide open in the left corner. His three is good. Dame Sarr didn't miss the wide open three. None of the Blue Devils seemingly have so far today. It is 48-20. Under a minute left in this first half as Mohammed drives, kicks it out to Serta. His three is no good. Long off the side of the rim. Foster rebounds. Foster bringing it through an Irish gaggle, passes it over to Sarr. He's hot now. Another three from Dame Sarr. 51-20 in favor of the Blue Devils, and Shire implores them to go up and pressure the ball.
Mercy.
Just over a 1 second difference between shot and game clock. Notre Dame seemingly needs to hold. Is there a running clock in the second half, Tyler? Oh. Mohammed dribbling near the referee. 10 seconds left before they finally decide to attack, and it's going to be a foul on the Blue Devils, seemingly the best possible result for the Irish there in that sequence. It's going to go on Isaiah Evans, and Serta's going to be shooting too because of that off-the-ball foul with 7.7 seconds left in this first half.
Well, it might not be the best result because Duke's going to have at least 7 seconds to go back the other way and try to score again. They're 50% from the field right now. They've made 16 of their 18 free throws.
That free throw is good by Serta. 51-21, cutting the deficit to 30. I feel like we're going to get some of those Chris Paul hits the three to cut the lead to 42 moments here coming up in the second half.
It's possible. Not that far away.
Serta's second free throw is made. Serta looking good from the free throw line today.
As usual, one of the best in the country there.
As the Devils quickly bring it up for a timeout now with 4.4 seconds left.
We really need to take
for
a
one more
timeout here,
shot.
John
Shire wants another chance on 29.
John, you guys are going to be all right.
The fan, we got a little bit of boost from the fans here as we already see some fans heading for the exits. The student section looks relatively intact right now. They tried to do a whiteout to seemingly good success. A lot of people got the memo. But it's 51-22. The number one ranked Duke Blue Devils have come in here, and they have not messed around.
No, they haven't. They're number one in the country for a reason, and I think the only question that people had that might keep Notre Dame in this game was whether they would come out exhausted or hungover or whatever it might be from the big Saturday win against number one Michigan, a game that featured 13 lead changes, and they have been A-OK here tonight.
A-OK indeed, as they're again ready to inbound the ball here with 4.4 seconds left. Evans, the inbounder, gets it to Malik Brown, trying to pass in the corner, now tipped to Foster for the three. It's good, because of course it is. Cam Foster with the three going into the locker room. Duke jogs off, and the Boo Birds in full force here at Purcell Pavilion.
I don't know who they're booing because, I mean, Duke's giving it to the student section, I think, a little bit too. They're just having fun right now, but 54-22 at the half. My goodness gracious.
And now you see the mass exodus from the student section. They were willing to stay until the buzzer had sounded in that first half, but now the exodus has commenced. Fire up the lawnmower or the snowblower or whatever you need to do. But we'll stay here as Tyler's getting ready to bring you the second half here on WVFI. The voice of the Fighting Irish will have that second half for you in just about 15 minutes.
It's the song of a victory, and it traditionally galvanizes the students in the Notre Dame Stadium. It's the energetic and very familiar ending to Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture.
1. Duke leads Notre Dame 54-22 here on this Tuesday night collegiate men's basketball ACC matchup. Duke appears well on its way to a 26-2 record. It would take a miracle for Notre Dame to get back in this thing. Tunney, Blue Devils are darn impressive.
Absolutely. Cam Boozer is the best player in the country, and he is showing it off tonight. His stats, 20 points already in the first half, 9 rebounds. I mean, he is just, he's a force to be reckoned with at just 18 years old. If you'd have thought that there would be a hangover from the Michigan game, or they're looking ahead to their game on Saturday against Virginia, both of those are not the case, right?
Boozer's the game's leading scorer. Cole Serta leads for the Irish with 11 points. Notre Dame basketball to start, advancing from right to left, down by 32. And immediately a foul against the Blue Devils, 10 seconds in. Duke has committed a fair share of fouls in tonight's game. They usually do not run into a ton, but that's one on the floor just 10 seconds into the new half. That goes against Patrick Gungba underneath. Notre Dame got into the double bonus briefly at the end of the first half. Irish still possess here. Imes entry feed down to Tout, basket and foul.
Yeah, that's a good take there by the Irish. Good pass to Tout. It's something they've been trying to do really in the first half, but Blue Devils have been hounding them on those ball screens too hard for them to really be able to ever make that pass. They finally get it down to Tout, and now we're going to see him shoot another free throw here.
Gungba hacked him. That's his fourth, as Tout misses the free throw off a couple back iron bounces, and then Brady Kaler comes in, commits a foul, aiming for the rebound. And so Duke will take over with 19:43 to play in the second half, and the score 54-24 Duke. Carson Tout with his first 2 points of the evening. There are the Blue Devils possessing for the first time in half number 2, with Caleb Foster, the longest tenured Blue Devil, playing his 93rd career game. Off to Gungba at the top of the key. Tout guards him tightly. Back to Foster, right wing. Through a double team. Gungba, left wing. Cameron Boozer fakes the three-pointer. Tries to drive on Kaler. Kaler walls him off. Now Boozer has it back. Going up strong against Tout. Lay-in tried too strong. Well defended. Serta rebounds for the Irish. Up ahead to Brady Kaler, right wing. 54-24 Duke. Opening minute still of the second half. Imes shake and bake. Left elbow mid-range. Goes long. And Cameron Boozer rebounds for Duke. That's his 10th. It's a double-double with 20 points. And 10 rebounds for Cameron Boozer. Isaiah Evans drives right down Main Street, and the Irish contact him for a shooting foul as he looked to lay it home right-handed. 2 foul shots coming for the sophomore Isaiah Evans.
Yeah, hard foul from Tout there. That's going to be his second foul.
Meanwhile, Cameron Boozer with his 16th double-double of the season. He leads the ACC in that category. And leads it in points and rebounds per game, too. First free throw for Evans, a great foul shooter. Falls through the net, and it's 55-24 Duke. Evans second in the conference in free throw percentage at 88.2. He was on the preseason second team All-ACC. And goes 2 for 2 at the line, becoming the second Blue Devil to enter double figures. It's his 16th consecutive game with 10 or more points. As the Irish possess again, down 56-24, 18:45 to play in the second half. Cameron Boozer forces a turnover, knocking away Imes' pass. Boozer charges ahead, stripped from behind, and a late whistle foul call on Notre Dame inside the middle of the lane. And is it going to go on the floor?
I think it's on the floor.
Yep. Well, maybe not.
Nope.
The officials were conferring
I didn't think
late.
it was a foul in the first place, to be honest, Tyler. Much less a shooting foul.
It has been a pretty tightly officiated contest, as Boozer heads to the line for 2 shots off Serta's foul. That's Serta's second. High arcer, first one splashes through. It's 57-24 Duke, and Boozer has 21 points. In front of the largely depleted student section now, second free throw. Up and through, barely grazed the twine, and it's 58-24 Blue Devils with 18:35 to play in regulation. 22 points, 10 rebounds, on 4 of 7 from the field and 12 of 14 at the line for Boozer. Imes left wing 3 set up by Tout. It's good.
Yeah, we said Logan Imes needs to be able to shoot the ball well for the Irish to have success in this game. That's really one of his first threes he's shot so far today.
Imes coming off back-to-back double-figure scoring performances for the first time in his career. He had 12 with 8 rebounds against Pitt on Saturday. Evans crosses over on Imes at the right wing for Duke. 10 to shoot for the Blue Devils. 18 minutes to go second half. Quick release three. Left wing Evans comes up short, and Shrewsbury grabs the board for Notre Dame. Here are the Irish down 31. Colcerta up top. In between a couple of Duke defenders. Fadeaway jump shot right elbow. Grazes the front of the rim, doesn't fall. Foul against Duke as Tout reached out for the rebound and had his other arm tied up. So the Irish will keep it with 17:45 to go in the half. And a fresh 20 on the shot timer.
That's a good job by Tout to draw the foul there. Sometimes that you see that call go the other way, but a good job to draw that foul.
They got it on Gungba, so that was his fourth. I think there was a mistake on the foul attribution earlier. And now John Shire brings him off the floor, one away from fouling out. Here's Tout driving in from the right side. Couldn't lay it in. Duke rebounds with Boozer again. Here they come quickly with Foster retreating at the left wing into Boozer. Right wing Evans, extra pass. Sarr, right corner triple on the way, in and out. And Tout one-arms the rebound for Notre Dame. 17:25 to go in the second half. Still 58-27 Duke. As Imes draws a bump and a foul against Malik Brown, the senior, who's one of Duke's strongest defenders. 1.7 steals per game this year. This time he commits the foul. Already the fourth in the new half against Duke.
Yeah, the seventh in this new half for either team in under 3 minutes. If that's any indication, the refs are going to ref it just as tightly in the second half as they did in the first.
If it remains a blowout, that won't do the crowd any favors for getting out of here and to bed at a reasonable hour. As Imes drives in, nearly threw it away, goes off the leg of Sunder and does become Duke basketball. Sarr, kick out, left wing three, Foster just off to the right. Boozer, easy offensive rebound over Shrewsbury. That's a major mismatch, and he turns it into a stick back for two.
Like a man amongst boys.
24 points, 12 rebounds tonight for Cameron Boozer, who has been the best player in the country all year. And the trend continues here tonight. 16:40 to play in the second half. Notre Dame ball down 60-27. Imes right wing three. Serta sets him up. And the high riser misses long. Duke rebounds with Boozer again. Up ahead Foster. Evans steps into a transition right wing triple. It falls short. And Kaler snatches up the board for Notre Dame. 16:25 to go second half. Braden Shrewsbury at the controls for the Irish, matched up with Evans. Into Kaler, he'll step out for a left wing three and knock it down. Brady Kaler has entered double figures. He's now Notre Dame's leading scorer with 12 tonight, his second made triple.
Yeah, Notre Dame's trying to look really towards next season, and there's a couple bright spots. Guys like Kaler and Serta performing well. Hopefully you can keep them on the roster for next year and really make some headway.
Caleb Foster for Duke. Off to Cameron Boozer. The Italian Sarr drives down the left baseline from the corner. Foul against Notre Dame before the shot went up. And that takes us to the under 16 and immediate timeout. It goes against Colcerta, his third. And it's the third team foul against Notre Dame in half number 2. Back in a moment as Duke leads 60-30 on the voice of the Fighting Irish, WVFI. interesting situation here early in the second half. 15:51 to play in regulation. Notre Dame head coach Micah Shrewsbury has his left lower leg, ankle, and foot in a walking boot. I saw via Tom Noy his update on X that he needed assistance getting off to the locker room at halftime, and he apparently has injured himself.
I wonder if it's connected to the technical foul at all, right?
I have no idea. I mean, that was a while ago. It was very early in the game as Duke inbounds quickly, and the three-pointer rattles home from the left side for Darren Harris. It's 63-30 Duke, and the Blue Devils are now 9 of 21 from three. Notre Dame comparatively 4 for 16. 15:35 to go in the second half. Pass broken up by Harris as Muhammad looked for Serta in the left corner. Ball goes out of bounds on the near side, and the Irish keep it with 18 on the shot clock.
I mean, at what point do you take Cam Boozer out? Just save him.
Well, he's getting close to his career high for rebounds. He's at 13. 15 would be that mark, and he's got 24 points as well. Braden Shrewsbury step back just beyond the free throw line. Way long. Tout gobbles up the offensive rebound and lays it back left-handed. 63-32 Duke.
It's a nifty little play.
Give Tout 4 points to go with 7 rebounds. He's, of course, Notre Dame's best rebounder by a long shot. As the Blue Devils find Nicholas Homenia at the right corner. Homenia drives down to the block. Can't lay it in, but a foul call on the spin back against Notre Dame. And so 2 free throws coming for the Los Angeles native, freshman Homenia.
Yeah, Homenia has been a guy who's been getting more and more minutes here off the bench, getting more and more efficient. He had a very efficient performance against Michigan. Had 6 points. Highly ranked recruit, tops. He was ranked 16th in the class of 2025. Those guys grow on trees, though, for the Blue Devils.
That's right. Roster littered with 5 stars every year. As Serta just committed his 4th foul, he's got to sit. Homenia goes 1 for 2, but Boozer tapped out his miss short and allows Duke to reset with the offensive rebound. Now Homenia on the cut, makes it a 3-point trip instead of 2 as he lays it in off the setup by Brown. 66-32 Blue Devils, a 34-point advantage for the #1 team in the land. Shrewsbury catch and shoot, curl 3 up top, misses short. Shrewsbury has had a rough night. He's 0 for 6 from the field and scoreless. Duke transitions in a hurry. Extra pass, Malik Brown, wide open left wing 3, well short, front iron, and Shrewsbury races out for the rebound. He pulls up and has his 3 blocked from behind by Brown, who recovered well after his miss. And it's Duke basketball now with the game settled back down a bit. 14:15 to go in the second half. Still 66-32 Blue Devils. Cameron Boozer switches on to Tout at the left wing, leans into him in the lane, kicks out Caden Boozer for his drive, his floater, and he converts for a 68-32 lead. First points of the night for Caden Boozer, the brother of the gate, Cameron, who has plenty of points tonight, 24 of them. Notre Dame basketball under 14 minutes to go. 68-32 Duke. Muhammad drives it on Homenia from the right corner, leans into him a few times, and then creates separation for the hook shot that goes. Muhammad makes it 68-34. He had himself a quality performance off the bench against Duke last year, playing close to his home city of Charlotte, North Carolina. 11 points in 15 minutes off the bench. He has 4 tonight. Meanwhile, a right wing 3 from the Blue Devils, catches the back iron, then the front iron, and doesn't drop in for Darren Harris. Offensive rebound, though. Boozer, Homenia, open left corner 3. Imes closed out, and he missed it short. Imes rebounds for Notre Dame with 13:10 to go in the second half. Duke doubling up the Irish, 68-34. Muhammad on the drive left-handed from the top of the key, and his pull-up jump shot missed way right, missed everything. Duke comes the other way in a hurry with Harris. And on his corkscrew into the lane, a foul against Notre Dame that will send Harris to the stripe for 2 shots.
Yeah,
second against Braden Shrewsbury.
Yeah, really no consistency from Notre Dame. Some stringing multiple plays together positively just shows you how tough this Duke team is making it. Still, even in the second half, up 34 points, they're hounding them defensively, going quick on offense up the court and getting quick opportunities. As Harris makes that free throw, it's really clinical as Boozer's out of the game.
Duke's got the 3rd best scoring defense in college basketball, averaging a little bit more than 63 points allowed per game. And they have completely shut down Notre Dame tonight while putting on a clinic on the offensive end too. Harris goes 2 for 2. Duke's got 70, up 70-34 as Darren Harris, the sophomore who didn't play in that Michigan game on Saturday, is up to 9 points off the bench. He's 4 of 4 from the line. 12:45 to go in the second half. Ryder Frost nearly loses it on an over and back. Ball goes over the table on the near side, the broadcast table, and out. Looks like it'll stay with Notre Dame as Duke was hunting for the steal up top.
Yeah, Notre Dame radio broadcaster Tony Simeone playing with the ball on his finger right there down there.
Well, why not get him in the game?
Still shooting with the ball. Eventually gives it to Logan Arms.
Get some added touches there on the rock as the officials had to get together and talk about something.
One can only wonder what Tony's saying to fill the airtime. We're in a similar boat here.
Now, thankfully, he's got a color man down there on the Notre Dame radio network. I don't when I do the hockey game, so I think it might be a little bit easier of a pill for him to swallow in that regard.
Just a monologue for you.
Sir Muhammad with the basketball for Notre Dame. 12:35 to go in the second half. 70-34 Duke. Muhammad, the North Carolina native, pulls up at the right baseline and misses the jumper short. Duke rebounds with Hemenia and starts the other way in a hurry. Caden Boozer on to Harris. Back to Boozer. The left wing, Caleb Foster. Caleb Boozer, right corner three now. Harris rattles it home. 73-34 Duke. And what a show Harris is putting on off the bench. He has 12 points.
I guess he's taking this as his audition for more playing time, right?
Only his third career game with double figures. Irish basketball with Tout probing inside the right wing. Out against the slightly smaller Malik Brown. And play comes to a halt. Timeout Notre Dame with 11:57 to go in the second half. 73-34 Duke. The Blue Devils in full control in South Bend as the Irish will have it when we return on the voice of the Fighting Irish, WVFI. for top-ranked Duke here at Purcell Pavilion. It'll be Irish basketball to restart with 11:57 to play in the second half. Tyler Reidy, Joe Tunney, glad to be with you. Sir Muhammad has it for the Irish. On to Cole Serta, dish out right wing for Kaler. Kaler carves his way in and scores with a foul. Brady Kaler continuing to have a nice night.
Yeah, great little reverse layup there after the foul. A little bit of NBA-style continuation there that they gave him. And Kaler, again, I think we've sung his praises a couple times today, but deservedly so. He's proving himself.
He misses the free throw short, but still has a team-high 14 points. The career high for Kaler is 17, which he set at Virginia Tech on January 17th to earn himself this extended time he's still on in the starting lineup. Here are the Blue Devils with Harris kicking out left wing. Foster, three-pointer, splashes through. And the lead has grown to 40 for the Blue Devils. 76-36 on Foster's third triple of the night. And Duke's 11 for 26 from downtown. Serta launches deep right wing. That one falls short. Foster goes up for the rebound. There's Duke again, cross-court feed, leaping catch right corner, Caden Boozer. His drive on Kaler, leans into him and scores for two off the window. 78-36 Duke. Caden Boozer, who has a team-high 4 assists with his second made field goal of the night. 10:55 to go in the second half. And a foul against the Blue Devils away from the basketball as Kaler had it up top for the Irish. And they'll get it on Darren Harris. His second and the 17th foul of the game against Duke, number 6 in this second half.
Yeah, we've seen a couple bad moments so far in this Notre Dame season that's been filled with bad ones for this Shrewsbury tenure. I hesitate to say the words rock bottom. This kind of feels like it, Tyler.
And it hasn't all been Notre Dame or Shrewsbury's fault. You're missing your two best players tonight as Muhammad's right wing three falls through. Sir Muhammad with a triple. He's come alive a bit in the second half, and it's 78-39 Duke, but yeah, down by just about 40 on your home floor at any time. Certainly not where you want to be. 10:25 to go in the second half. The lead's 39 right now for Duke. As Muhammad commits a kick ball trying to knock away Gungba's entry feed from the top of the key. Ball stays with Duke, 20 on the timer, 10:18 to go in regulation.
Yeah, and I think one thing that's really interesting too is that Shrewsbury still really hasn't exhausted his bench. I wonder when he's going to do so. I think that will signal to Shire to call off the Dogs.
He hasn't yet as Duke continues to score. This time it's Foster on the cut in, and the Blue Devils have got 80 on the board, 80-39.
But I think the onus is on Shrewsbury to tell him, basically. That's what I'm saying.
Probably right, although the Irish don't have that deep of a reserve core to lean into. Only about 3 guys with the injuries. As the Irish look for Muhammad underneath, they've got him, but he's walled off on the baseline. Shrewsbury, Serta, left wing three, goes long, and the rebound drops to Isaiah Evans of Duke. Here are the Blue Devils up by 41 with 9:30 to go in the second half. Foul away from the basketball as the tightly officiated game continues.
Duke's going to be in the bonus now.
They'll get it against Notre Dame. And it's on Shrewsbury, his third, as you called it, a 1-and-1 coming for Patrick Gungba, who's at 68.5% from the line this year. Gungba, sophomore, out of Manassas, Virginia, attended St. Paul VI there. 19th ranked player nationally. Was also a gold medalist at the FIBA Men's U18 America Cup a couple of years ago as he knocks down the first free throw.
One thing that struck out to me about him is his refined nature in the post. He's got a old school hook shot. He's got old school post moves. He's got great footwork. That's great in the college game.
Yeah, he really set the tone for Duke out of the gate tonight. Scored a couple of just easy, crisp buckets on the inside over town as he goes 1 of 2 at the stripe. It's 81-39 Duke, 9:25 to go in the second half. Next foul against the Blue Devils would put Notre Dame in the bonus as they've got Frost, Serta, Kaler, Imes, and Muhammad on the floor. A lot of youth. Kaler tries the jumper at the free throw line. That's way short. Rebound goes through the arms of Imes, ends up with Muhammad, who sticks it back in for 2. Some continued inspired basketball from Sir Muhammad, who has 9 points on 4 of 6 from the field. Still a 40-point lead for Duke, 81-41. Caleb Foster at the controls. Into Gungba, just beneath the top of the three-point arc. And he slings it down low off a deflection out of bounds, looking for Dame Sarr. Duke keeps it with 8:49 to go. Irish still trying to jockey for ACC tournament positioning. It's very much not a given that Notre Dame gets in, as the Irish again commit a foul on the floor, and Duke will have a 1-and-1 coming. It's going to be Gungba for a second consecutive time, but Notre Dame right now 3-11 within ACC play. They've got NC State, Stanford, and Boston College to end the year. The next 2 of those games at home. As Gungba hits the first free throw, 82-41 Duke. Big story will be whether or not Jalen Harrelson can return for that NC State game Saturday and try and give the Irish a late lift at the end of the regular season. Gungba goes 2 for 2. It's 83-41 Blue Devils, and Patrick Gungba has 9 points. He's out there with 4 personal fouls. 8:40 to play in the second half. Notre Dame into Sir Muhammad. Duke in a bit of a zone, it looks like, as he tried to find Imes. That ball pinballs around off his body on the inside as he tried to catch it off the bounce in motion. Goes out of bounds over the baseline. Duke takes over with 8:32 to go. Blue Devils outscored Notre Dame 54-22 in the opening half. The margin 29-19 since halftime. Here's a lob to Gungba from Evans, and Gungba slams it through for 2. 85-41 Duke. It's the first 44-point lead of the night for the Blue Devils, and Gungba's into double figures on the authoritative finish. Muhammad on the other side sticks it through left-handed, and he's got 11 points. 85-43 Duke. Final 8 minutes from South Bend. Got a quick moving second half, as you'd expect, with the score where it is. Coming in here for the Blue Devils. Gungba screening in the vicinity. Here is Gungba, double teamed at the right block. And he traveled, trying to lean his way over the baseline to make a pass into the opposite corner. Turnover on Duke. And Notre Dame takes over with 7:41 to go in the second half. 85-43 lead for the number 1 team in the country, as you're listening to the voice of the Fighting Irish, WVFI.
It's the song of a victory, and it traditionally galvanizes the students in the Notre Dame Stadium. It's the energetic and very familiar ending to Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture.
7:41 to play in the second half. Notre Dame men's basketball trails number 1 Duke 85-43. The Irish, as you mentioned to me earlier, Joe, have brought in Matthew McClellan, their grad forward transfer from Madonna. So we're starting to see Micah Shrewsbury dip into his bench just a little bit. John Shire not doing the same yet as Sir Muhammad misses on the inside short. And Duke comes the other way with a 42-point lead. The Blue Devils 52% from the field, 42% from three, and 26 of 30 from the line in this game. Entry feed to Gungba, and they're going back to the charity stripe on an Irish foul on the floor. A wrap-up play with 7:12 to go in the half. And it'll be once again Gungba making his way to the line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 9th against Notre Dame.
Well, McClellan's going down in the books. That foul was on him, so good for him. And if you were wondering, where is Madonna? What the heck is Madonna? I do have the answer. It is an NAIA school in Michigan, in the Metro Detroit area.
No affiliation with the 80s singer, I assume?
No, it's a Catholic. It's a Catholic university.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Matthew McClellan had himself a solid career there, 139 career games across 5 seasons. He was a 1,000-point scorer with Madonna, averaged 14.5 points a game last year. He's in the game now, wearing the number 34 with 7 minutes to play. Gungba was 2 for 2 at the line, and now an impressive steal by Malik Brown of Duke. 87-43 Blue Devils. Sarr left corner 3, missed it long. Rebound tapped into the near corner. Kaler keeps it alive for McClellan.
That's a good save.
Well, the Irish have got full control. 6:40 to go in regulation. Reidy Kaler, who's had himself a good night at the left wing. 14 points for Kaler. He's hit a couple threes. Now dishes back to Muhammad up top. Serta off the flyby. Wide open left wing triple. You bet. Cole Serta.
It's 14 points for Serta now.
Hasn't been efficient, just like on Saturday at Pitt, but he's found a way to score the basketball. 3 of 11 from the field, 2 of 7 from 3. And it's 87-46 Duke with 6:10 to go in the second half. Brown holds it one-handed top of the key off to Jimenia right wing. Nicholas Jimenia drives on McClellan, probes the baseline, couldn't finish the reverse. Second chance, wide open look, blown by Harris. And Notre Dame takes over on the second rebound. Final 6 minutes of the game in South Bend, 87-46 Duke. Cole Serta plays catch with Muhammad up top. On to Frost left flank. Frost peels it back to Serta with 12 to shoot. Cole Serta working on Caden Boozer. Turnaround back to Frost at the right wing. Frost inside the lane on to McClellan, who lays it in for 2.
Good moment there for McClellan. The whole bench stood up to congratulate him.
McClellan hadn't played in a few weeks, going back to the February 4th game at Louisville. Now he's on the board. Lead back down to 39 for Duke at 87-48. As Harris, through some contact, can't finish on the near side. Reset, left corner kick out 3 is pure, and it belongs to Nicholas Jimenia. 90-48 Duke with 5 minutes to play in the half. That's the 12th made triple by the Blue Devils in this game. The Irish have made half as many from beyond the arc. 10 on the shot clock for Serta in some traffic at the right wing. Serta off to Kaler on the monogram. Only 5 to shoot. Frost left wing. Notre Dame's going to have to go here. Frost step back, quick release, air ball, and Duke rebounds with Malik Brown. There are the Blue Devils looking to score again. Caden Boozer leans in on Muhammad, draws a foul. It's on the floor, but it's the 10th against Notre Dame. And so Duke will have a double bonus the rest of the way, and 2 free throws coming up with 4:30 to play in the game. This will be Caden Boozer heading to the stripe.
Both coaches are going to take this opportunity to go to their benches. Cameron Sheffield and Jack Scott are coming in for the Blue Devils. Each guys who have played in just 10 games this year. Notre Dame's also going to get in Brady Stevens, who's going to play in his 5th game, son of former NBA head coach and Butler head coach Brad Stevens.
First free throw, meanwhile, good for Caden Boozer, who won 4 consecutive state championships and a national title with his more famous brother, Cameron, at Christopher Columbus High School in Miami, Florida. That, of course, is Fernando Mendoza's high school, the Indiana quarterback, the Heisman.
Aren't they having their time in the sun right now?
Yeah, no question. Might have a Heisman winner and a Wooden Award winner in the same academic year. 4:30 to go, 92-48 Duke as Boozer hit both of his free throws. Stevens with his first touch, off to McClellan up top. So Muhammad on the left wing, looks for a pass, doesn't have it, puts it on the deck once and couldn't find Stevens in the right corner, knocked away by the reserve Jack Scott. And on the other end, a slam down for Darren Harris. And the Duke fans who are still here enjoying the night get loud with 4 minutes to go in regulation, 94-48 Duke. Stevens off to Kaler, who fakes the three-point shot up top, gives down low for McClellan, who bangs his way inside and creates some space to bank it home for 2. 94-50 Duke, 3:45 to go in regulation. Good to see Matthew McClellan with a couple of buckets late in the game. Caden Boozer goes down, splitting defenders up top, and it's a foul against the Irish. It takes us to the under 4 immediate timeout and sets up the Blue Devils for 2 more free throws on the other side with Caden Boozer, the freshman. 3:40 to play. It's 94-50 Duke on WVFI. From Purcell Pavilion, number 1 Duke leads Notre Dame 94-50. Blue Devils knocking on the door of 100 points scored for what would be the 5th time this year. They've got Caden Boozer at the line for 2 shots as Duke has entered the double bonus. First free throw, perfect from Boozer. And it's 95-50 Duke. Two for two. And Boozer's up to 8 points tonight. He's made all 4 of his free throws. It's a 96-50 game. Student section is just about fully emptied out. It's now down to what the usual student crowd would be for a Tuesday night ACC game, just about, as 3:25 remains in the game. The Duke contingent, of course, still here as Stevens turns the ball over to Malik Brown on the high-low pass. Duke takes over with 3:15 to go. Caden Boozer at the right wing. Gives it up to Brown. Brown makes his way down the right edge of the lane, spins inside on Frost, couldn't finish left-handed, and Frost gathers down the rebound for the Irish. 3 minutes to go, 96-50 lead for Duke, which is going to get to 26-2 tonight while improving to 14-1 in ACC play. Kaler, open left wing three, misses right. Rebound to the opposing number 6, Malik Brown. The Irish, meanwhile, will fall to 12-16. They'll be 3-12 in ACC play, and in do or die mode to make the ACC tournament over the next 3 games. Three-pointer misses for Caden Boozer on the left side. Irish break the other way in a hurry. Frost shot fake, now a left wing three, spins out. It did the full 180, and Caden Boozer's got the rebound for Duke.
Irish now 6 for 25 from three-point land. Their struggles from Pittsburgh have continued.
Yeah, it's just about the exact same percentage they had at 24 from Saturday to tonight. Duke misses a three up top with Brown, and the Irish head the other way with 2 minutes to go. Notre Dame's also been out-rebounded 46-25 as a hard foul goes against Duke, with one of the Irish, McClellan, making his way inside. 2:01 to go, and Matthew McClellan will have 2 foul shots. He's 3 of 5 from the stripe this year.
Irish are not having a good day from the stripe either. Just 8 for 14 from the stripe, good for 57%. Meanwhile, Duke is showing them how it's done. 32 for 36 from the line, 88.9%.
That's nuts. I'll see if I can find the last time Duke made at least 32 free throws. I'm sure it has been a minute. Hasn't happened this year as McClellan knocks down his first foul shot. And it's 96-51. McClellan with 5 points off the bench. Good little feather in his cap against the number 1 team in the land. Second free throw on the way, 2 for 2. Duke basketball ahead 96-52 with less than 2 minutes to go. As Homenia drives, spins it back to the left wing for Harris. His rising three misses long. Reload, right wing three, Boozer. That's short, and Kaler's got the rebound for Notre Dame. Well, Duke's offense starting to grow a bit cold here on the doorstep of 100. Frost on the other end knocks down a triple for the Irish. 96-55 Duke, final 90 seconds. And a violation by Notre Dame doesn't go called as Duke knocks down a 2-pointer that bounced over the rim, and the Irish touched it, went in anyway though, for Boozer, who has 10 points, and it's 98-55, 1:05 to play. So Muhammad working on Jack Scott, and a foul goes against the Blue Devils with 64 seconds to play. Notre Dame's in the bonus now, so Muhammad will have a 1-and-1. Scott guilty of the foul.
Yeah, it seems like the main reason the crowd's staying to see if the Blue Devils can get to that 100-point mark. Definitely a lot of Duke Blue Devils fans here in attendance. I wonder how many of these Duke Blue Devil basketball fans are in Notre Dame Stadium come fall.
Yeah, it's a good point. There's definitely a bit of a crossover there, as Duke didn't even realize it was a 1-and-1. Muhammad missed the first one, and everybody stood there as Kamenia rebounded. Three-pointer misses from Kamenia, so they're not at 100 yet. Notre Dame, though, can't keep control of the rebound. Now Muhammad goes to the deck, and they do have the basketball with 40 seconds to go.
I don't think Duke's going to get... Oh, now they are.
Takeaway. Harris fouled hard by Kaler. That'll probably upset some folks in blue late in this game, although Kaler, in a sportsmanlike way, helps Harris back up to the floor, or back up from the floor, I should say, and he'll have 2 free throws if he makes them both.
They're getting 100. If he
It'll be
doesn't,
100.
they're not.
That's right. And there it is. Last time Duke made 32 or more free throws in a game, March 10th, 2017 against Carolina in the ACC tournament. That was a 93-83 win. They can get to 34 here, so I'll have to keep digging to try and find the last time that happened. Harris for 99. He's got it. Aaron Harris has done well for Duke off the bench tonight. 15 points. Last time with 34, January 25th, 2014 against Florida State. Duke only scored 78 in that game.
Wow.
This potential 34th made free throw is for 100 points. You bet. 36.5 to go, and Duke for the 5th time this year has hit the century mark. 100 to 55. Stevens dives inside the lane and draws a shooting foul against Duke with 30 and a half to go. So he'll have a chance to make his mark on the night and score a couple points at the free throw line.
Duke has done this recently on a Tuesday night ESPN broadcast. They beat Syracuse 107 to 64 on their home court at Cameron Indoor Stadium there. But so they're getting used to winning big against inferior competition, which is good. You don't want to play with your food, and you don't want to give a team any shot that they want, especially in March when you're going to be playing like a 15 seed or 16 seed, probably a 16 seed with the way this Duke team's going.
No question. Number 2 in the net rankings entering tonight.
One in the AP.
Yeah, they might very well become 1 across the board if they keep playing like this. Stevens went 1 for 2 at the line. And Duke can pretty much wind this thing out. Shot clock's been turned off as a courtesy. There was about a half-second difference. Let's go Duke. The chant here at Purcell as this thing comes to a close. Mercifully so for Notre Dame. It'll be a final of Duke 100, Notre Dame 56.
I don't care if you have injuries or whatever you want to say for the excuse. There's no way in which this performance is excusable for Notre Dame basketball. I think there needs to be questions and answers being had for the direction of this program, because I said it earlier, I think this is rock bottom, Tyler.
Well, on that note, I'd certainly like to catch Micah Shrewsbury's post-game presser after tonight. So we'll wrap things up here on WVFI. Be sure to catch our next broadcast of Notre Dame Athletics Thursday night, 7 p.m. as Fighting Irish women's basketball celebrates senior night against the Syracuse Hordes. Should be a good matchup between two teams currently bound for the NCAA tournament by the projections. That's all for tonight. For Joe Tunney, I'm Tyler Reidy. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast in spite of the outcome. 100-56 win for number 1 Duke on the road. Till next time, have a good night.